Thank you for staying with us. Now, nearly 3 years after the Trump administration threatened to ban TikTok, the Chinese video app is once again facing an existential threat. In 2020, former U.S. President Donald Trump instructed TikTok owner, that's a ByteDance, that for the sake of survival in America, they must sell the company to American investors. Senior tech journalist Faizel Patel joins us for this conversation. Faizel, a pleasure to have you on the program this evening. Now, TikTok is on trial as the U.S. authorities consider a ban. There's just one problem. It's not only an app for silly videos anymore, but also now entwined with our current culture. What is the big deal here?
Good evening to the viewers. This is something that is dominating the TV networks in the U.S. and all those that are streaming that sort of hearing between the TikTok CEO. His name is Zhao Zichu, and he appeared before the U.S. Congress explaining and answering questions from Republicans and Democrats with regards to the whole TikTok debacle. Before I go into that, I just need to inform the viewers that in the UK, TikTok has apparently been banned now, and they are one of the countries that apparently have an issue with this. So basically, as you mentioned, and rightfully so, that TikTok is owned by Chinese company ByteDance. And they have come like under severe and immense pressure across Western countries, as I mentioned, Washington, the United Kingdom, and even Canada, forced to delete the app from their devices. Now, the whole issue, and a lot of people will be asking, what is the issue with regards to it? It's something very similar to what Huawei experienced under the Trump administration, where they say that the Chinese company ByteDance is allegedly selling information of users that log onto this particular app to, well, whoever they sell it to. And this is compromising certain Americans' details and personal details, which puts their safety at risk. As I mentioned, the gravest threat is from the United States, where the administration of President Joe Biden now and former President Trump, well, he was supposed to be arrested this week as well, has set an ultimatum that the company either dump its Chinese ownership or face an outright ban. So one of the things that the CEO, as I mentioned earlier, his name is Zhao Zichu, he told them, and I don't know whether this is true or not, but he said basically that ByteDance is not owned or controlled by the Chinese government and is a private company. This is what he told lawmakers at the Congress. And then to quote him, he says 60% of the company is owned by global institutional investors, but it doesn't specify who they are. 20% is owned by the founder and 20% owned by employers around the world. So basically, to sum it up and in a nutshell, the U.S. Congress and the administration, Joe Biden, want ByteDance, or they want TikTok to be owned by an American company, as opposed to a Chinese company, because ByteDance is there. What their motives are, and it's very unclear at this stage.
A lot's been said about the TikTok generation. Who are they really?
Well, they're very youngsters. I mean, I don't know about you, but I know the culture here in South Africa. Even myself, before we retire to bed after a hard journalistic day, is open up your iPad or your phone and scroll through TikTok. And I've managed to pick up a lot of stories, as my time as a journalist, from TikTok videos, something that has been posted. And obviously you'll verify the facts and everything, but at the moment, TikTok is like the platform to be here in South Africa and across the globe. In America, where there's a whole fiasco and this whole debacle is taking place, there are 150 million users in the U.S. alone, besides South Africa. And fortunately, we've got access to the TikTok PR team here in South Africa. They haven't issued anything to that effect. This hasn't affected us. So we're fortunate in that sense. But imagine that if it's banned in the U.S., I mean, they're going to lose 150 million users. That's one. And remember, this is also a business for ByteDance. They generate income from TikTok. The hashtag always used to trend, TikTok made me buy it. So there's a lot of things that they will lose out on. And this is one of the things that the spokesperson for TikTok said a ban would be an unprecedented act on the media company by a U.S. government cutting 150 million monthly users in the country from an application that has become a cultural powerhouse, especially for young people and the nation's most viewed source of online entertainment after Netflix. Now, remember, there are other companies that have come in competition or trying to compete with TikTok, which you're likely to get of Instagram Reels and many others as well. But TikTok seems to be the dominant platform, especially amongst youngsters, I would say between 15 and 17 years old, and even the older generation like myself and everybody else as well, because we've seen the memes and we've seen the videos, people, procrastinating and, doing their work and scrolling through TikTok videos. But a very, very, influential platform and something that entertains a lot of people.
Now, in that same breath, it has also changed the online experience well beyond its own platform, with almost every other major social media platform pivoting to video.
Yeah, absolutely. As I mentioned, you do get Instagram Reels, which is like a short video service. YouTube is came up with their own video service as well. It's something that it resonates with people. So, you want to share something, you want to share a video, you want to share things like last week's EFF march. Most of it were on TikTok and on social media, on Twitter, and people want to see as opposed to just reading. And a lot of the companies have realized that they need to have other social media companies like Facebook and Instagram realize that they're missing out on this pie and they want a slice. And they've come up with their own platforms. I've attended a few Instagram sort of workshops and press briefings with regards to their video service. But TikTok seems to remain at the forefront. Now recently, about last year sometime, I did attend a launch where they launched TikTok for Business here in South Africa, where businesses were brought onto the particular platform to advertise their products. Remember, it's such an influential service that while you are watching a video or an advert that you would watch on TV and normally skip by, whether it's on a different platform, whatever it is, even on YouTube, in TikTok, they do the video in such a way that it's an advertorial while at the same time entertaining. And that has hit off specifically well here in South Africa and across the globe.
That was senior tech journalist Faizel Patel joining us for that conversation over this phenomena that is TikTok, reaching 150 million users, and that's just in the US alone.